Okay, fellas, I'm back. It's part two. Putting a bitch on blast. Player Supreme, I'll keep it short and simple. Well, you sure didn't. You gave me a book here. I'm picking up on female bullshit, and it's getting on my nerves. I find that I'm naturally putting this one bitch on blast, but in a smooth, Rico Suave kind of way. This is from Tenor Tone. We were chilling with my peeps, and she kept asking, peeps mean people or friends, acquaintances. That's what he means by that. For those of you who are not American. And she kept asking me to get her this drink. Come again? Then that drink. I did it at first. Boom. You did it at first, and that was your mistake. Now you gotta straighten her out. The moment you take anyone's orders, you become their bitch. Okay? And obviously she sensed the punk in you because she started asking you for shit. Okay? And that's how they train men. They get you to do small things for them. Just as you're supposed to do for them. Get them to do small things for you then you get them to do larger things for you. So she sensed a punk. And you got to do some work on the inside, bro. Because now you're mad about it, and people who get mad about it when they realize, okay, I've been punking, you should be mad at yourself, not the woman. She's only doing what a woman's going to do. All right? It's their natural instinct to try to punk your ass out. These women out there, they're kind of aggressive, okay? And if you had been a total punk, full punk, who didn't get mad about it, she would have walked all over you and used you like a chump. So at least you're waking up to this. He goes, and then on the second or third round, it was probably the third round. Let's not pretend here. So you are a punk. Looks like 2 times, and then on the third time he writes, I looked at her square in the face and said, are you trying to take advantage of me? That's all you said? Are you trying to take advantage of me? See? I wasn't a jackass when I said this. When I said it, it was like mellow and witty at the same time. See, that's your weakness, though. There's weakness going on within you. Mad fucking smooth, I think. Okay. Because she didn't say shit to my rebuttal. And she ended up paying for this other girl just to show me she ain't a gold digger. All right. That never should have went down from the get-go. You should have had her up fetching your drinks. All right. It should have took by the third drink. So that's why I tell you, fellas, you got to have the leader inside of you. So you do as a leader. You start with leading. It doesn't ever come to this kind of stuff. You can't sit there and just flow. You got to define yourself, okay? And hopefully you define yourself as a leader. You shouldn't have had to put her, and that's not even putting her on blast, by the way. Putting her on blast would be to blow her hair back, as Jovina says. As the brothers say, cut that head back to the white meat, but with words. Verbally cut her head back to the white meat. So let me go on and finish this. Anyways, I wanted you to speak more about how bitches put 2 guys up against each other. Well, those type of bitches. And you're trying to get some sex from this woman? This devious, conniving? What do you think of that, Jovina?
I think he needs to let her go.
I agree.
She's not going to change.
She ain't gonna change. She started spreading rumors, oh God,
See?
saying that I was talking shit behind her back.
She's looking for trouble.
Okay, to the tone. All through this whole report, I'm sensing a punk. Some bitch assness in you, brother. Because, first of all, you letting this bitch hang out with you? And then you got up and fetched her drinks like a dog? Then you say, are you trying to take advantage of me?
Oh, you like that?
I know you didn't say it like that, no. But, you get me, bro. And then you let a bitch spread rumors about you, and you still talking to her? And then she told my other guy friend that he was talking shit behind her back. This almost made me and my friends enemies. I don't know if my friend was ready to fight, but I was ready to fuck a dude up over shit like that. See, she controls you guys all around her finger. And of course, she's probably good looking. So you guys succumb to her beauty because she's hot. Good God Almighty. I want to put the bitch on blast. Do it, because she needs it. Now, it's worthy of it. It's been worthy. When you start talking shit about you behind your back, that's worthy of put on blast. The first part, it never should happen to begin with. Okay. Anyways, thanks for all you've done. I'm feeling more and more comfortable with my masculine energy. Then let it flow. Let it out. Women fucking break their necks when I let that masculine energy flow. I love it. Just makes me grow out my balls even more. You gotta... Carlito. Yes, I could be a gangster with that name. Yeah, Carlito's way. Carlito. You gotta let your balls drop even more, Holmes. Okay? So anyway, you're letting this fine, obviously fine bitch do this shit and fuck you up? All because she's hot. Let me give you a story from my past. Jovi, you want to leave for a minute? I want to give him a story from my past. The belly dancer bitch. Guys, all the guys jock the bitch. My friend, tall Mr. Negative, slathered over her. I treated her like shit. She found out we were going to San Francisco to dance. I don't know. I was stupid. I was in that whole techno thing, club thing. I drove from Sacramento 90 fucking miles to go to San Francisco in a club in San Francisco. I don't want the bitch going with me. She followed us down there. My friend, tall Mr. Negative, I treated like shit, jocked danced with other chicks. She was a dancer, of course. She does belly dancing now, but anyway. Came back. My friend wanted to bone her. I didn't like sharing my shit, so I boned her one more time. Then the next, I told her to get the fuck out. And next thing I know, she's hooked up with tall Mr. Negative, and she started talking about bullshit. She turned this dummy against me, and I warned him. First of all, I said, "Don't go behind me," okay? And the dummy didn't listen because she was hot. And he's one of those black dudes who had low self-esteem because he had green eyes, and he thought he was, I guess he thought he was a white dude. He's my complexion with green eyes, and I don't know. He had the lowest self-esteem of any black I've ever known in my life. He worshipped white folks, bowed down, and all that kind of stuff. Shine the shoes, shit like that. You know that type of black dude. You're probably Latino, but you know that kind of black dude. So anyway, she started some bullshit, and I kept telling her she's trying to fuck with us. She's trying to get back at me. And then she eventually destroyed his ego and said, even though he had the bigger dick, she said, you'll never be as good as Chris. And that fucked him up. He has trouble getting his dick hard to this day. Because he also fucked another one of my girls after that I was trying to ditch. He didn't actually, I don't think he knew I was fucking her though. And she told me after I went and started fucking her again that he couldn't get his dick up. Okay? So these women will fuck you up in the head if you're not careful. All right? And women like that, they can be some snakes. I got a weird text from her 5 years ago or something like that. Asked me if I wanted to have a threesome with her and some bitch that I knew from aerobics class. It was her husband's was also a professor at Davis. Yeah, about 5 years, 6 years ago, somewhere in there. Oops. I guess I got some explaining. You got some explaining to do. It was a weird text. I didn't bother answering it. That's why I asked you to leave the room.
House is small.
You got some explaining to do. Yeah, no, I don't. Anyway, let's move on. You don't need bitches like that. Cut them loose. Cut them loose. Let's see. Let's go back. Hey Supreme. This is from Thorn Ripper. I've been listening to your podcast and shows for some time now and felt I had to let you know what I thought on them and the difference they made to my life. Well, thank you. Everything you speak is the fucking truth. And I consider myself lucky to have found your shows. The difference between what you teach and shit coming out of the rest of the community is that not only do you teach the truths of the game and the need to improve yourself instead of rely on magic one-liners, you focus on the whole package and teach men to live their lives as men in all aspects and work on themselves. Exactly. I'm glad you realize that. Thank you. Your shows goes beyond just getting pussy and also look at being a man, finding your purpose / passions and running your life like a business. And that's what worked for me. Okay. So I'm teaching you everything that worked for me successfully. If it didn't work, you know, I'd let you guys know about it. Like I told you guys about that one technique. When I got online, I read one of the PUA books that said, write on a napkin to a girl and give it to a girl. I'm gonna give you a unique compliment on my answering machine. That's some bitch assness. And I look back on that. That's some bitch assness. I was at a movie theater. I said, let me try this out. I was still teaching that one guy, and it actually worked. The girl called me a bunch of times, and her aunt called me also. She was underage. I didn't know that. And her aunt knew of me from teaching aerobics and through my reputation. And she said, you can go ahead and mess with it if you want, but I just wanted them to make you aware of it. And I didn't touch it. I think she was 17. I've been down that road once by mistake, so I'll never do that again. He goes, I'm 18, Caucasian, live in England. I've been lifting weights for about 4.5 years now. Wow, good for you. At about 5'10", have a good amount of muscle. Whether or not I'll ever become a player is hard to answer because, to be honest, I'm not sure if I have it in me. I've always been the square relationship type, and that's all right. To be honest with you guys, that's all right. I know most of you guys are here for just to get a girlfriend. It's not in you. And I think people who have the hunter-gatherer gene tend to more gravitate towards being players. And mankind has been socialized into one woman, you know, programmed for that for such a long time, especially in England. That's where the kings really got with the church and state. Well, he was the state, but just to, you know, fatten their larders up, the dukes and all that, all the way down. They had more concubines, and you guys could only marry one woman. And that's where all that nonsense started. Jovina?
What?
I think we need another girl around here.
As long as she does everything around here, I don't have
She can do all the work.
She's gonna do everything.
Everything. Cleaning,
Everything.
cooking.
I ain't doing shit.
You ain't doing shit. Exactly. And that's how it was in the old days. You know, the first wife, she had her responsibilities. The second wife, their responsibilities and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, let's move on here. I know it's a lot of it's programming. I know it's weak, that I'm a man enough to admit my limits. Okay, however, you have shown me how to handle myself as a man, become that regular guy with an edge. And that's all you really need in your life. You're only 18. I want you to date, you know. Don't settle for just one girl, though. Date and have fun. It's directly because of your teachings that at 18, I've had sex with 2 different girls several times, one of which I made come 6 times in one night. Personal best, good. And I am not in the position, some people in this community, and where they're pushing 20 and are yet to get laid. Try even older, and they're still not getting laid. And I'm almost out of time. The reason I wrote you this is that your shows have helped me so much for so long, I felt the need to give you the props for it. I can't thank you enough for the help you've given. All I ask is that you don't let these nerds and haters get to you and force you to stop. They're not going to force me to stop. As you're the only one teaching the correct way the game has to be played. You're a fucking inspiration. Thank you, Tom. And how much time do I have? I'm out of time, fellas. Peace. And we're done.